So I think the three key areas that we're seeing in payments at the moment are around data privacy, anti-money laundering, and the Payment Services Directive. So making sure payments are secure for the consumer, so to protect the consumer at the moment. So they're the three really key things that are coming through. In terms of some of the trends that we're seeing, there's also around, I think, two things really. The digital wallets, digital payments, really seeing a lot of traction around that at the moment, and some of the regulation around it. And if you think back to 2014, I think the total amount of payments made by digital payments was about 3% of the overall volume, whereas in 2030 it's expected to be around 70%. So that's going to be a real shift and an increase in digital payments. And you've also got things like buy now, pay later. We're seeing a lot of that in trending at the moment in terms of what's coming through, and then again, extra regulation around how that's managed and enforced. Absolutely. So we're seeing the increase in volume of the regulatory content across the globe really going through the roof, and it's very difficult for compliance, risk, legal teams to keep on top of that volume. So we're helping them, we're surfacing that information to them based on their areas of interest with accurate data that they can then track through the organisation to see if it has an impact, right the way through to extracting obligations, managing that against controls and procedures, right the way through to maybe a policy change and attestation that people are aware of any new updates within the regulatory landscape. We're helping in a number of ways. The Corlytics platform has got various modules to help clients right across the financial services spectrum. So the banks, insurance companies, asset managers, plus payments companies. So that's the ability to go out onto the global regulatory landscape and scan all the information that's coming in, right the way through to mapping those through the business and through to policy management. And obviously this is done with some AI technology, so we're conscious of how we use AI in an accurate but ethical manner. Yeah, so what we're finding is still with a lot of clients, they're managing their regulatory compliance still in a number of spreadsheets, various systems. There's no collaboration across even those systems, and sometimes not even collaboration across each jurisdiction. So we're helping provide a central platform with language translation, so that can really help cross-border teams manage those quicker. And then also with workflow capability to track that right the way through with traceability and auditability of what's happened, right the way from a regulatory update being received, right the way through to a policy change and an update. Interestingly, just recently, Corlytics were the first organisation in the RegTech sector to actually get the ISO 42001 accreditation for AI governance. So it's a really important factor for us that it is used ethically and in the right way. AI is not just here, but it is taking over every conversation that we have with our clients today. And I think there's the question is really where is the balance between having that automation and using the AI to help users and our organisations make those decisions, actually in balancing that with where do you bring in an expert, an SME that would then put eyes onto the regulation or the update, and then help make those decisions. So it's not just a question of fully automation, it's automating to the point where we can surface information to an expert that knows the business, understands the regulation, and knows what that means to the organisation.